I wanted to ask you. Hold on, let me get the question because I didn't went and got off the. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, guys. Look, somebody texted me at the time I was reading the question. One of the things that I wanted to know, Chris, is how do you navigate and balance the difference between delayed gratification and celebrating your success? And what advice would you give a young person or someone starting out, at a difficult time right now?
Well, I had a very serious complex. I actually had a friend who's wealthy, and we would go play golf together, and I'd get a new patient to close a big deal, and I would always want to buy myself something, but I don't treat myself. And he said, man, go treat yourself. And so we go to Torrey Pines in San Diego and play or something like that. And he's like, no, treat yourself. But every time I treated myself, through him making me, I would end up buying my mom something. So I realized I had a complex. Even though this is my mother, love her, whatever, it seems like I felt bad when I celebrated myself. And he was like, how the heck are you a doctor and you don't realize that you're doing this? So I had to realize, no, celebrate self. You don't have to do something for somebody else when you celebrate self. But more importantly, on the celebrating myself, like I have to be very careful being a therapist. Certain people believe in God, some people don't. But I'm just gonna assume that we hear it and it ain't gonna bother you that I'm going to share something real quick with my faith. When I got in studying in my theology degree, I read something that Paul said to Timothy, and like he was getting ready to pass away, and he said Timothy was super sad, and he was like, "No, I don't want you to go." He's like, "Don't cry for me. Like my time is at hand. I've run my race. I've done what I'm supposed to do. I'm done. Now I'm going to hear what I want to hear," and that was, "Well done, good and faithful servant." My biggest thing that I live for is I don't care about anybody's opinion, anybody's approval. I want to work so hard to when I get to heaven, all I hear is "well done, good and faithful." That's all I want to hear. Because remember, if you believe on God, you're going to heaven, right? Right. When I get there, I don't want to just get there. I want to hear "well done." And I frequent cigar lounges a lot, and I had this metaphor that when you go to a cigar lounge, they have your boxes, your lockers, and you pay for that. It's VIP. I said, I had a vision. I told a friend this: when I get to heaven, I want every one of my boxes with my name on it and my lockers, I want them all open. I want to max out every blessing, everything with my name on it while I'm here. So when I get to heaven, he's like, "You already got everything." Oh yeah, that's some fun. So to be honest with you, that right there is my key to understanding delayed success and gratification and celebrating when you do reach success. Whether if I get it on time or I don't, I know one thing: I'm gonna get it because I'm working for it and I'm putting in the work. Not to get off the mental health, I know you. Thank you for that because I do have a session. But when he was talking about he was walking and stuff like that, and then it works out. We play golf a lot. I do 30, 30, 30, 10 every morning. This is 7 days. Okay, 7 days of the week. 10% of my day, 10% of my 7 days goes to God. What is that? Every morning I wake up, I'm in the work. That's the first thing I do. Then I spend 30% of my time on something physically fitting, whether if it's going to play golf, working out, or whatever, right? The other 30%, I understand this. The people that I don't go, like even as Dan, I didn't introduce myself to Dan as Dr. Johnson. I'm Chris. Like I don't go around saying I'm Dr. Johnson, right? Because one of the things I understand is when you do that, some people are insecure already, and they ain't got nothing to do with you. But what I do know one thing is if you start reading a book that has nothing to do with what you do, you start to gain random knowledge. And through that random knowledge comes security. So 30% of my time I'm reading something that has nothing to do with me. You know, I read something about Buddhist monks last week. I just read something that has nothing to do with me. And then the other 30% I give to my calling. Like making sure I'm tapped in, mental health wise, making sure I'm doing what I need to do. And lastly, man, the only thing I say about how you understand we are here for a purpose is that guess what, on the days you don't feel like you're matching your purpose, the days you don't feel like you're attaining what you're supposed to be attaining, those are the days where mental health comes into play. Remember you said things started lining up for you when you started doing this? Guess what, the moment that gets out of line, stop and go do something with somebody else. The moment you feel out of line mental health wise, stop and go do something for somebody else. Whether if you go to Food for Less and you see 2 people in the lane, go buy their groceries. Whether if you go here and you see somebody sitting on the side, like what I love about coming to LA, I see a lot of people, unfortunately, a lot of homeless people. So I found, I didn't shop at Burlington Coat, but I found out at Burlington Coat they sell like blankets and comforters. I see somebody on the side of Rollins Cove, whether there's, Burlington Coat Factory, go get them a blanket. Like I may not be able to get them off the street, I may not be able to give them $100,000, but guess what? What I just did, they're gonna say thank you.
Yeah.
So that's the key to what I do to keep me not focused on when am I attaining what I'm supposed to attain.
That's interesting. I'm gonna tap in on what Chris just said. It's funny because in my